What is going on, guys? It's Dan Man, aka Daniel's son, and Comic Con has came and went. That's what she said. Well, anyway, so basically, a lot of things have dropped in this year's Comic Con. Well, I don't want to say too many things. I feel like other cons, especially with Disney being a part of it, but now they have D23. So, but we got a lot of different kind of trailers that I'm very excited for and excited talking about. So, I'm just going to discuss what my experience was for this year's Comic Con and also some of the trailers that dropped, movie, TV wise. I mean, the biggest buzz of course was DC Justice League. But before I do that, I'm going to get my beer ready while I discuss to you guys while I'm getting drunk. Yeah, cheers to the good life. Good life. And I did. I picked up quite a bit of stuff this year at Comic Con. A lot of expensive stuff that I thought I wasn't gonna do, but I ended up doing it anyway. So here's to I never had this before. This is called the Sin Tax Imperial Peanut Butter Stout. I already had the Mexican Peanut Butter Stout because I'm Mexican. But as you can see, oh, it's Mother Earth. Mother Earth Brewery Company. So and I just spilled some on me. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. Well, anyway, so let's discuss. Let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into the new trailer that Justice League dropped. And honestly, I thought it's good that they dropped the trailer. I mean, it's creating a lot of buzz, especially for this film. Zack Snyder, due to tragic events, Joss Whedon had to come over and just kind of like do more of the reshoots and all that stuff. But I think the trailer looked some of the things I liked. I mean, there's a lot of cool little striking moments here and there, but we saw that shit in like Batman v Superman in their trailer. But it looks like a video game to me. It's very CGI, and I guess it has to be for the kind of bad guy that they have and the tone that they've been doing, especially with Man of Steel, Batman v Superman. I feel like Wonder Woman's tone was a little bit more kind of grounded because it was a period piece and all that stuff. That's what she said. But like basically, yeah, all that stuff. But there's a lot of CGI in the trailer. I think Jason Momoa looks really good as Aquaman. It's still kind of funny seeing him like, do his little floatness in the ocean, with his locks just going all over the place. It's like the Little Mermaid to me, But Ezra Miller as the Flash, bringing in some of the comedy relief, especially the one line where he says, you guys are like, you guys are set for all this. I just, I run real fast and I just push people out of the way. That's how I deal with a lot of people. So I thought that was kind of funny. That's a funny line. There's a lot they're really going to showcase Wonder Woman because Wonder Woman did surface. So I think a lot of the reshoots was to put Gal Gadot in the center fold and like right there in front and center, because it should have been Batman. A lot of people said like Batman was going to be the drawing star, but that's not the case anymore because Wonder Woman did a fantastic job in the box office and people loved it. That now Gal Gadot is going to be front and center, which I don't have a problem with. But the rumors about Ben Affleck not being Batman no more in a foreseeable future. I really hate the idea of that because one, recast that character, or two, just reboot everything. And they can't reboot everything because Wonder Woman was a success. And even if Justice League is a shitty ass movie, it's not going to matter because Wonder Woman is a success. If Wonder Woman was trash and nobody watched it, then they, by all means, if Justice League is trash and no, everybody hates it, they would have rebooted it like that. But because Wonder Woman and what they have is a good thing, they're not going to do that, especially with Aquaman, James Wan doing the Aquaman movie and stuff. They're all full force. But recasting Ben Affleck late in the game, and I know he's, by the time the Batman movie with Matt Reeves is going to come out, he's going to be like, what, 50? It's too late. You guys should have thought of that, or Zack Snyder should have thought of that a long time ago and got maybe casted somebody a little bit more younger. But I think Ben Affleck did a great job in Batman v Superman. That was the only kind of good thing about that film, and I think he could do a good job in Justice League. I have to see the movie to see if he's defending it greatest Batman of all time kind of thing going on there. But uh overall, the Justice League trailer, it was really cool. There's a lot of cool things about it, but the thing I took away from it was like, I was fucking watching a video game. Like I was watching a cutscene from a video game. Speaking of video games, Ready Player One, my boy Steven Spielberg, having that minority feeling towards the film. I think I'm excited. Like this trailer got me the most excited. Like you saw cameos from the Iron Giant, the motherfucking Iron Giant. I want Vin Diesel's sign, baby. I want Vin Diesel to say some words as the Iron Giant. Just give me that. Yeah, the Iron Giant. You had some of like some. I felt like there's some Tron stuff going on. I hear there was the Halo assault rifle in the trailer. I didn't really see that, but I did see Akira Kaneda's bike was fucking epic. Like, because I'm not bullshitting you. This is not take on by any means necessary. This is the same thing. The anime Sword Art Online, this is exactly what the movie is. It's Sword Art Online on the big screen. But I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty dope seeing the DeLorean. There's some badass things in here. Freddy, where the fuck did Freddy come from, man? Like, if Freddy was in here. I'm excited for the film, even though I don't really know too much of what it's all about. Visually, it looks great though. Visually, it does look like really a video game like Justice League. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of it being that way. I'm excited. I love Steven Spielberg. I mean, maybe I think he's directing the film, so I'm hoping. Because Steven Spielberg, as much as I love him, lately his movies just don't interest me as much as his classics do. I mean, I rewatched Jaws this year and that was amazing, but this film's got me just absolutely excited. It's kind of like the buzz I wanted for Pacific Rim 2, but the trailer for Pacific Rim 2 didn't really get my high hopes up. It really felt like the CGI didn't look very clean in that, but it's a trailer, so I don't know. But I wasn't really too psyched for Pacific Rim 2 than I am for Ready Player One. It looks pretty. A little bit of chappy. I got a little bit of chappy when everybody was going into the cars and they were going to have like this little Mario Kart kind of race going on there, but I got a little chappy feeling out of it too. So that's the one movie I'm looking forward to the most. That's the one thing I took out of a lot of the trailers. And of course, we got to move on to Marvel and Thor Ragnarok. And let me just take a swig real quick. I like the other one better. Well, anyway, so Thor Ragnarok 2 is more, to me, I mean, is more of Guardians of the Galaxy. There's no shout of doubt how they're doing it, the music, the comedy, everything about that trailer. The second trailer was just straight Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know if it works for Thor. There was some funny moments here and there, especially with the Hulk, especially with Mark Ruffalo being explained by Thor, like, hey, we fought. And then he's like, oh, who won? Oh, I did, of course. But, there were some funny moments here and there. But overall, it's Guardians to me. And I want going like that. But I think the imagery, a lot of the direction, a lot of the scenes and stuff, it looks beautiful. It looks like a beautiful film, but I don't want another Guardians. Guardians is Guardian. You should have different tones and different things for other characters. Captain America is Captain America, and then Winter Soldier came along. It's like a spy thriller, right? Spy thriller. While Iron Man is more of that kind of superhero take. He's and then of course Spider-Man Homecoming was more like a teen comedy superhero, which I really liked. But with Thor Ragnarok, it really feels like that they want to go Guardians because Thor is just not the most popular character right now in Marvel. Like, nobody's buying Thor figurines and saying Asgard or some shit like that. They're trying to make him kind of like cool and hip and stuff. That's how I feel like with Thor Ragnarok, but I'm still going to go watch it, of course. But I really do like, I believe that's Kate Blanchett as like the goddess of death. She looks absolutely awesome. She looks fucking awesome. Her headgear that she has going on, just the way she looks, just the way she acts. Like I like that. I could dig that. But especially with and Loki. So apparently it's a team, right? They got to get the team together. They're getting this overall these misfits coming back. Once again, Guardians coming together. Hulk, right, being able to speak a little bit more, talking to Thor, having a little heart to heart with Thor. Oh man, it's something. It's something. I did think that it was pretty cool that when Thor got hit by lightning and you see his like eyes light up and it really felt like Raiden from Mortal Kombat. I thought that was pretty cool. But overall, I'm just like, yeah, yeah. We'll see how it goes. Marvel has not been letting me down so far. I mean, I love Spider-Man Homecoming. I thought that was really good. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I think it's really growing on me some more and more and more every time I watch it. I really love that movie. And then, of course, the buzz feed on Avengers Infinity War about Thanos being like the boss that instead of sitting in a goddamn chair, actually getting up and kicking some ass and really just destroying a lot of these heroes. Like that's what I want in Marvel. I want them to go a little bit more darker. And Mark Ruffalo, spoiler alert, letting it slip that maybe like all the Avengers are going to die. So that's pretty cool. Moving on from Thor Ragnarok, you see there wasn't too much going into Comic-Con this year. There wasn't too much of the movie industry kind of involved. I saw more TV than anything. I didn't see a lot of displays of like maybe like last year was World of Warcraft, and there wasn't really too much World of Warcraft going on. Or was it last year or 2 years ago? The Star Wars, D23 already had their thing, so they already kind of showcased a little bit of Star Wars and stuff. In Comic-Con, there was hardly anything really Star Wars. There wasn't no really costumes being revealed. There was no new ships really being revealed. There wasn't even a new trailer drop. Like there was nothing as buzzworthy as it previously was. I felt like the Comic-Con this year was a little bit more of a kind of yeah, here's your stuff that you love, but it's kind of just like taking it easy and not doing above and beyond kind of shit. Like Comic-Con usually does. So I felt like this year was cool, but this year could have been a lot better with a lot of more displays, a lot more. There's hardly any comics in Comic-Con, which is kind of crazy, which I don't mind because I don't read comics. But like for the people who've gone here every single year and seen the comic side just really dwindle down to nothing, it's pretty crazy. But um, a lot of TV shows got a little bit more buzz this year. I mean, you had the Defenders, including Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. I haven't seen Iron Fist, seen a little bit of Luke Cage, got kind of bored with it. Love Jessica. I love a little bit of a as Usher, and I got to from take pictures of these cast members because everybody is just like all in a mosh pit and you can't really do too much unless you like really start pushing, then nerds get all crazy and stuff. That's right, you nerds, you get crazy. But yeah, the Defenders trailer debuted and I thought that was a pretty cool trailer. I mean, I'm not feeling like they really got together really quick. I feel like the trailer really showcased them really getting together really quick. I thought it was going to take some time before all the chess pieces were lined up, but everybody seems to right off the bat be together and defending, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to be interesting how it all plays out. It's going to be interesting to really kind of get to know Iron Fist since I didn't watch the series, or I know Luke Cage already, but I feel like Luke Cage is just kind of a man who needs Jessica Jones. He can't have his own show. I feel like it just Jessica Jones was more of a draw than Luke Cage kind of ever was. Love Jessica Jones. Can't wait to see her once again. I want to see Jessica Jones season 2, but now we're getting Defenders. And of course, you know how much I love Matt Murdock and really interacting with these people who are superheroes. It's going to be awesome, man. I really wish that John Berthal, the Punisher, aka Frank Castle, was really in this trailer. I really wish he was with the Defenders, but he's not. Mail here and there, but he's not going to be like a character working with these guys because he works alone. What I really liked about the trailer though was bringing back Elektra. I loved Elektra. I think she's beautiful. I think she's awesome. I think she's a bona fide killer, and making her kind of the villain, a conflicted villain, because her and Matt Murdock, she died and now she's coming back. I think that's gonna be pretty awesome. Of course, that Daredevil and Elektra kind of comic book series and stuff, and that relationship, it's gonna be crazy, especially with Matt finding out that she's actually alive. Sigourney Weaver being the main villain. Felt like they maybe could have used somebody else, but I think maybe Sigourney could hold her own because of Sigourney Weaver. I think the old man's gonna die for sure. Sticks. I think he's done. He's done after this Defenders. He looks like he's gonna croak in real life. I'm not gonna lie to you. But overall, the Defenders trailer doesn't get me like super hyped for it, but I'm definitely gonna watch it because I love Daredevil, I love Jessica Jones, and I like Luke Cage. I don't know too much of Iron Fist, but it's gonna be intriguing. A lot of the elements that's going on in here, and what are they gonna reference a lot of the Avengers and stuff? Who knows? Moving on to that trailer, we're Stranger Things season 2. So I thought that was a pretty good trailer. I liked how they used the Michael Jackson Thriller music into it. It came into play. I like how the story, how the kid still sees the upside down world, right? He still sees the upside down world. It looks like he's going to be able to go to that dimension somehow, some way, and Eleven's going to make an appearance. But I still like the kind of old school nostalgic kind of vibe, or like 80s kind of theme vibe going on. I like the Goonies kind of theme still going on. I feel like it's going to be a little bit more funner because it's like around Halloween time. They're wearing the Ghostbusters outfit and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought them playing that old school game, with the night, was pretty cool. So there's going to be a lot of like kind of cool references to the 80s and stuff. But I like how the storyline, bringing the sheriff back, Winona Ryder, like checking on this kid. A lot of the cinematography looks very beautiful. I really like a lot of the shots that the director's using in this trailer. It really feels like that classic Netflix, like one of the best Netflix shows on there. I don't think Stranger Things season 1 was like, Stranger Things is awesome, but I don't think it's like absolutely legendary. I think season 2 though we're gonna see where this show goes, and what's gonna happen to these characters. I think what I really liked about it was the fact that these characters everybody had a different personality, everybody had their different quirks. So going into season 2, I would love to see where these characters go. And I don't think any of them are going to die. It'd be kind of really depressing and really dark. I mean, because I don't think the show is that dark. It gets dark, but I don't think it's that dark where they're going to kill any of these kids in the end of the season. But I mean, 11's coming back, so I don't think it might leave with a cliffhanger because they know they're going to draw a lot of people into the show. But I don't want it to that. I want it to have a satisfying ending, but we'll see how it goes. And like I said, the cinematography beautiful in that show. Lastly, but not least, we're gonna discuss about The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead season 8 is coming out. We saw a lot of kind of like Rick rallying the troops, Maggie, becoming a leader. We see Ezekiel doing his kingdom duties, doing his king duties. You don't see too much of Negan, but when you do see Negan, he's like interrogating Gabriel and saying, "Are you wearing your shit pants? Because you're about to shit your pants." I don't like Gabriel, so I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan's not even in this season too much at all. Actually, I think he's not going to really be a big vital member in here, which is kind of crazy because even last season he wasn't even really in there that much. He was just there in a bulk of like the first episode, but then he kind of and in a couple other episodes, but he wasn't the main kind of person. He was just he would be there, but he'd be kind of like in the background to show up, pop his face once in a while. While this season, I feel like there's going to be more of the war has started, but a lot of people, Negan is not the main face. Like a lot of people, we already got to know a lot of people when Rick's gonna fight and stuff. I just wasn't unimpressed. All right, I was unimpressed with this trailer. I didn't think it was that great of a trailer. I didn't think I didn't. There's nothing in this trailer. They spoiled the shit out of the ending. Everybody's talking about that. They spoiled the shit out of the ending. Old man Rick, with his little cane. It's so obvious that there's some time that's gone by, so they spoiled it so bad. It was the stupidest move you can make with that. I don't know, understand why they showcase that ending clip. Why would you do that? You know the fans know what it's going to be, what it's all about. You know the people who don't know the comics are going to ask the people who do know what's going on, like, or even look that shit up, like, what's that all about? It was the dumbest move. We didn't need Old Man Rick this season. We could have used Old Man Rick next season, but they 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 went too soon. They came too soon. That's what she said. Um, Very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. I was talking to my buddy Mike, and he's kind of pissed about it. And I think The Walking Dead has been going down for years, but it's just at this point it's starting to become a chore. So if this season does not pick up like it should, like this last season was terrible. I think last season was awful. But if this season could actually bounce back, that would be amazing because but I feel like watching the trailer that it's the same shit. It's the same thing. It's the same episodes that just like it's just gonna keep going and going. We're gonna get a little battles here and there, but that's not it's just little action sequences here and there, but it's gonna be more talking, more we're gonna get ready for a fight. Like we're not gonna fight until this time. Like I don't need that shit anymore. I just need The Walking Dead to have great pacing, but it doesn't. It doesn't know what it's doing with itself. So that's my thoughts on The Walking Dead. Also, just a little bit more thoughts on Comic-Con in general. There was a lot of cool, like little things here and there. There's a lot. The Batmobile was there. The Justice League costumes were there, which was really awesome. Seeing Batman's, it's really tactical, really tactical. Like there's a lot of straps and shit. Really tactical outfit that I'm not used to in Batman. Wonder Woman still has the same kind of outfit going on. The Flash. It looks cool. We're gonna see how it's used in the film, but very interesting with the Flash. Aquaman looks pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. Um, a lot of the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives weren't that great, honestly. Like Hasbro did something. I think Hasbro did the Thrawn. I think Hasbro did the Thrawn figurine. I'm not sure. The Funko Pops was, of course, the Batman one. There was a couple other pops, but it's really impossible to get these things unless you wait in line, unless you camp out. And if you want to camp out, by all means, go right ahead. But you better have a chair. You better have a pissing bucket or something. The catheter, whatever the fuck is called, a shit bucket. I don't care. You better have a tent because you're not going to get into any of these things unless you line up beforehand. Like if that shit is on if Hall H, right? If Hall H is on Saturday, you're lining up on Friday. You're lining up Friday like at 11 o'clock at night. Not even 11 o'clock, like at 5 o'clock in the afternoon or even earlier. I mean, that Hall H line was all the way to the ferry, where the ferry was at the harbor. It was absolutely insane. And if you're trying to get into like Game of Thrones or like even like Walking Dead kind of stuff, the interaction stuff, you're still lining up in the morning. You're lining up in the morning and the doors don't open until like 11 o'clock in the afternoon. And even if you're in line, you get there early, like at 8 in the morning, you get there, you're still waiting hours and hours until like half your day is gone. So what is that whole half your day was just simply waiting in line. The lines are ridiculous. The lottery is ridiculous. A lot of when I went there the first year, there was no lottery. There was just first come, first serve. There wasn't even really no camping out for Hall H. There was no camping out for Hall H. I stumbled into Hall H stupidly. I just saw a line. I was like, oh, I wonder where this goes. Went in there and went into Hall H. Just like that. But now it's really camping out. It's just gotten so crazy. And I'm talking to you, security. If you guys are fans, thank you. But I'm talking to you guys, security. Like it's bad. Like Comic-Con is getting more unorganized when you would think they would get more organized, especially with a lot of things happening throughout a lot of the conventions, but it's gotten more unorganized. They don't check your weapons. They don't check your weapons. they don't. They don't. They don't look at your bags. If you think that they were gonna just like be more strict and stuff, they're not. They're not as strict. Honestly, it kind of seems like they're understaffed. All right. I mean, shots were being thrown all over the place. Nerds were fighting other nerds in the very beginning just to get a badge. If they thought you were cutting in front of them, blows might be going down. It's absolutely insane. There's a lot of pushing. There's a lot of shoving when you're walking through like the aisles of the vendors and stuff. There's a lot of shoulder to shoulder contact. There's no sorry. There's no excuse me. There is bitch, get out of my way. Like that's how Comic-Con. It's always been kind of like that, but not as bad as it has over the years. So I mean, Comic-Con is awesome by all means. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff. There's a lot of vendors, a lot of things you could buy. There's a lot of things you can negotiate with. There's a lot of exclusives. Like I was able to get some Funimation Pop exclusives. I wish I could show you some, but I don't have them with me at this moment. And then there's some reasonable price kind of figures. Like there was a Batmobile. I mean, the scale of this Batmobile is from the Justice League Batman. Awesome. Very detailed. I forgot what company made it, but it was only like $250. It was only like $250, but this thing was huge. It was reasonable price. So there's things here and there that is very reasonable. Of course, you're going to see a lot of these things when I make my YouTube video showcasing Comic-Con 2017. I mean, I think the biggest thing that I took away from a lot of merch-wise, what was presented was Sideshow. I think this year's Sideshow killed it. I think previous years they had like, busts. They had a lot of cool, like they had like the Terminator stuff, Predator stuff, really cool. But this year they had these big ass statues, very detailed, very like heavy as shit. You could tell they had the Beast Wars of Megatron, cat with this awesome Catwoman one that she actually had the goggles and everything. They had Batman versus Mr. Freeze with like these two gigantic, like not life size statues, but really like this beer. Look at this beer. You see this beer? See how this big this beer is? It's a little bit bigger than this beer, but it's you get the point. That's not very good actually. But they had some beautiful statues. I think the one of my favorite ones too was the Venom one. They had a little bit Spider-Man ones. They had absolutely, I think the Sideshow booth, I think really killed it this year. I think that was the booth that really got me going. Like, holy shit, everything around me is awesome. They had life-size statues, of course, Darth Vader and all them. The only thing that they didn't do that they do every year is they give you a $15 gift card or $15 kind of off of your purchase, kind of cool ass like Sideshow card. And they didn't do a scan. Well, they did. They didn't scan your badge to enter in a giveaway. But what you do is you put your email in and you're able to maybe win whatever. Other booths that were pretty cool. I always think the Bob's Burgers booth is pretty cool. The only thing that sucks is that they're not actually serving burgers. They're just serving merchandise. Not a lot of vendors this year. Very surprised by that. Very surprised that there wasn't too many vendors and there wasn't too many merchandise that were in those vendors, that I thought there was going to be. Also cosplay, of course, Captain Rex came out to play. But a lot of the cosplayers, they might have been scattered throughout. We did get to catch up with Leanna Vatten this year. There just wasn't as much cosplaying as previous years. I mean, the first year I went, it was crazy how many cosplayers were. But this year, it just seemed like it was a little bit more dwindled down. I don't know if it's because of the rule change and because of the gun situation and the item prop situation, even though my one buddy Chris made a perfect observation. Like, you can't bring your big ass like gun in here, fake ass gun, but you can buy actual real weapons in the convention, which is absolutely true because I saw a vendor selling like katanas and little ninja stars and fucking shurikens but you can't bring your fake ass weapon in here. It's crazy, the rules of the whole thing, even though we didn't even really check in on weapon. Anyway, so yeah, there wasn't too much cosplaying going on. There was, I'm not gonna lie to you, there wasn't too many uh really good cosplaying going on. I feel like last year they did it better, and I even felt like Kamikaze and WonderCon had a little bit more better cosplaying going on than this year. I mean, I thought Saturday was going to be just everybody in their costume, but that wasn't really the case. I mean, there was one that we missed too. Was the the Hulkbuster. Somebody came in as the Hulkbuster, which was really cool. Even then, it wasn't like, it was kind of like box kind of Hulkbuster. It wasn't like legit kind of Hulkbuster. We had a couple Iron Man suits that were pretty cool, a couple Batman ones. There was another Captain Rex walking around, other than this guy's Captain Rex. But overall, just it was a little sad. It was a little disappointing to see that there wasn't, like, everybody wasn't kind of into it, and the atmosphere in this year was kind of like a little bit more chill than recent years. It just wasn't as like kind of like, ooh, let's go crazy, fangasm, I came or something like that. But booth wise, there was a couple, like the Wayland interaction looked pretty cool. I did get a couple pictures of the eggs. The gas lamp always popping at night. It's always popping. Drunk people everywhere, always having a good time. So it's still, it was, a lot of things were really good this year at Comic-Con, but they had the King Kong. They had the King Kong kind of skulls laying around outside the convention. They had the big hand of Kong, which I thought was actually gonna. I thought he was gonna have like the whole face, and he was gonna be like kind of popping out of the little leaves and shit. But what I heard from my buddy Andy sounded really, really cool, but I'm not going to wait in line to get a free pop that I can get at Hot Topic and all this other shit I can get on the internet. Even though they had like kind of cool pictures and stuff. There's a lot of cool things happening this year at Comic-Con. It's just, are you willing to wait in line? Are you willing to just deal? Are you prepared? And honestly, I'm still not prepared. So, but a lot of good things happening at Comic-Con 2017. Still had a lot of fun. Still a lot of good things to take away from it. I'm still can't wait for next year, because you never know what happens year after year. I do think that Comic-Con, that's how it is. You're not going to have a badass year every single time. You're not going to have Comic-Con really go for it every single time, reasonably so, especially them trying to kind of figure out a lot of the still trying different ways to kind of make things run smoothly, but it's never going to kind of happen. But we'll see what happens next year. We'll see what kind of movies are going to come out next year. We'll see what kind of happen. 2018 is going to be another big year for Comic-Con in movie industry as well. I mean, of course, you're going to have another Star Wars film. You're going to have, I think a lot of the side kind of Star Wars films, the solo films, are going to be more kind of like in the Comic-Con realm, other than like Star Wars Episode 8, because they don't want to reveal too much. You're gonna have, of course, Avengers: Infinity War. You're gonna have Aquaman. You're gonna probably have a lot of details on the new Batman film next year. You're going to have I think Ready Player. I don't know if Ready Player comes out this year or maybe next year. There's a lot of, and of course, a lot of the statues and stuff, they all head out next year. So maybe you'll be able to purchase it in the actual convention, because a lot of times it's like they showcase this statue and stuff, but they need permission by even the license. Though the licensor, they need permission, or it's just not ready until next year. So by that time, either vendors will have it or the actual place will have it, but you're still going to pay a pretty penny for a lot of these statues. I'll make a separate video. I did come up with a lot of cool stuff. I got a Hellblazer statue that's 805 out of 2500. I got it for pretty damn cheap, man. It should be actually a $250 statue, but I got it for like $100. I got Makoto Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell. I've been wanting her so bad. I wish I got a Ryoko resin statue, but you can only get those kind of like on eBay, and I haven't seen it for a long time. So I got me a little figurine of Ryoko. Got me a Game of Thrones Daenerys with Drago. I think it was cool. I opened it up. It's not like, the greatest thing ever. It's just cool to have, though. I finally have it, but it's like, I think the Hellblazer one was like the best one I've gotten this whole time. But overall, good time. Gonna get drunk. Probably go party some more. Never get any sleep. Don't get any sleep, people. Just drink and just keep partying on. Yeah, I'm gonna drink. All right, see you guys.